Where am I? Where am I? Who are you? Who are you?
It's me.
Justin?
Yes.
Did you kidnap me?
Because we're gonna make a video, John. We're gonna make a fun video today, John.
I don't want to make a video.
Make a video today, John.
I was just here to go.
I don't care. We're gonna have a fun snack video. Look at we got a bunch of snacks on the screen.
I don't want to make a snack video, man.
But you're gonna make a snack video whether you like it or not.
I don't want to do it.
You're gonna do it because I said we are.
No, man. Why do you have a gun?
Because you threatened me in our last video. Well, that is not okay. We're gonna have fun.
Okay.
Just gonna put this over
Oh,
here.
let me open up my fucking face here.
So snacks.
Oh wow, so you got packaging on everything except Cheetos and Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Shut the fuck up. That's aesthetic, and you know it.
I don't know, it doesn't look as appetizing.
What was that, John?
Alright, I should never have given you a gun. I can see now that I've failed most of America because I've given a small boy without a chromosome a gun. Alright, so how are we doing this?
0.1. That's how we'll start.
Fine, we'll start with Funyuns, bitch.
Alright, Funyuns it is.
I'm a college student, I don't give a shit if I get shot.
Political commentary. Alright, Funyuns. So Funyuns.
What do you think about Funyuns?
I think they're D tier.
And why do you think they're D tier?
Because Funyuns themselves aren't really that interesting. They kind of have just a bland flavor. I have not had a good experience with Funyuns, at least consistently.
I will admit that Funyuns are kind of the snack that you don't always gravitate to. I would fight for that it's about C level because it is a decent snack.
But let me ask you this.
But it does feel like you're eating garlic powder.
Exactly. So it's just powdering on, and that's it. And let me ask you this: have you had Funyuns since high school?
I've had a Funyun, but I haven't had Funyuns
Since high school.
For a while.
That's exactly my point.
I feel like the only people who eat Funyuns though are high schoolers because their stomachs and metabolism are the only ones good enough to take it. It's like it would be like being like 45 and being like, I'm gonna have a White Castle, I'm a belly bomber, and then dying of gastrointestinal like cancer the next day.
So garbage tier. Good. All right. So moving on.
What do you pick now?
All right. Let's feeling Twinkies.
Okay, Twinkies. When was the last time you had a Twinkie? When is the last time you recreationally were like, oh, I want a Twinkie, and then you didn't feel like shit after?
Well, didn't feel like shit after is never happened.
That's true.
So always feel like shit. But the last time I had it was like a year ago when I was at a youth group, and they were like, oh, we got Twinkies. I was like, sure, I'll have a Twinkie. And I shat everywhere.
So essentially, if we were doing a tier list about fast food and we had White Castle on it, Twinkies would be White Castle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where would you rank White Castle?
Fucking garbage tier.
There you go.
Twinkies are garbage. Don't at me. Now moving on.
I want to talk about Lay's classics. Actually, you know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about Pringles. Pringles classics.
Pringles, okay.
Because here's the thing. I think wherever you put Pringles, every other chip brand has to be below it. Because no matter what, Lay's or Ruffles, Pringles just always has a specific taste to it.
I would say Pringles is unique in the sense that there's no other chip like it. I will give it that.
I think it also has to do with the fact that they just squash the entire potato.
That is true.
They squash the entire potato and they fit it in. What kind of chip brand do you know that does that? They take the entire potato, you get all that health.
Yep.
You get all those vitamins and minerals.
Pringles.
I'm saying Pringles is B tier.
B tier.
I'm saying Pringles is B tier. Just lie on resumes. That's just how it is.
Just tax fraud.
Yeah.
Like just
tax fraud. Embezzlement,
money laundering,
drug dealing, drug growing.
Yes, absolutely drug growing.
Murder. Drive-bys.
Oh, you know.
You know what? Beat up a homeless man. Take his money. I don't care.
She doesn't need it. He was living fine without it anyway.
At this point, it doesn't really matter.
Moving on.
Yeah, let's keep going.
So let's what else do I want to talk about here? You know, all right. Since we talked about it, talk about pop chips.
Okay, pop chips is hard because I feel like the only one that doesn't rank with it is the originals. But everything else I would rank as like a C. It's not as good as a normal chip.
But you see, you don't
maybe a D.
You see, because like you don't gravitate towards flavors when you see a new chip brand up because it's the original first. That's how you can really judge based on their quality. That quality, garbage, D tier.
I also want to talk about this one because you talked about tasting the original. I think a good way that you can tell how a brand is. Know how there are four chips here, and then there's maybe like a variation with a ruffle type.
Yeah.
Lay's has so many that I can't even name all of them, and it had an entire campaign. That's why I think Lay's should actually go in like garbage tier because they have to reach out to fans to make them, and then when they make them, they're generally really terrible flavors.
Yeah.
And also Lay's are too salty. Barbecue Lay's, they're not as good as the baked barbecue Lay's. Baked barbecue Lay's are like.
Yeah, but the thing is with like baked barbecue Lay's, it's like it's a weird texture. It's a good flavor, but it just feels wrong to eat it. That's why I don't like baked chips. But that's just my opinion. But that being said, Lay's are also fucking garbage.
You're just like, I made a terrible mistake. I made an awful mistake.
And then
barbecue Lay's I put in F.
Yeah, that's true.
I put barbecue Lay's in F. Pop chips are slightly different because they're like a little bit lighter. Where barbecue Lay chips, also fun fact, barbecue Lay chips, vegetarians can't eat them. They have like some type of chicken mixture in them, which I thought was hilarious. I didn't find that out till after like a year of being vegetarian.
So what you're telling me is that you're dumb.
Well, no, I looked at the ingredients.
I don't care about that. You're a dumb vegetarian.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I eat marshmallows, so I guess I'm not a whole vegetarian. PETA, please at me. I want to talk about Steve Irwin and how shitty of a person he is.
Shut the fuck up right now. You take that back.
Steve Irwin is a terrible person and I hate him. It was a lie. Ha! See, the bolt doesn't come out if you lie.
Let's talk about cosmic brown garbage.
Now, the next one on this list that I have my eye on is this Oreo debacle going on over here. We have 3 out of every single one. I think that the Oreos are the most that we have.
Yes, because you can't just have Oreo single, double, or mega stuff and talk about only one. You have to talk about all of them. Now, I don't care about the other flavors. I care about the stuffing. So
well, I have this theory. I don't know if I told you, but I have this theory about other flavors that they make. If any of them involve changing the cookie ultimately suffers. If they put a dye in the cookie's drier because they don't change their recipe for the cookie no matter what gets put in it. So if it's blonder, I think if it's blonder, it's actually softer.
I've noticed that with the vanilla
Oreos. Because they're missing like the dye, I guess, for the chocolate or whatever's going on with the chocolate. And then with anything that is like regular Oreo cookie but then dyed another color, like the red velvet ones, with the dye that they put in the chocolate, because spoiler alert, I'm sure you know this, but red velvet cake is just chocolate cake with red dye in it.
Fuck off!
Okay.
And cream cheese frosting. That's all it is. I know how crazy that's gotta sound, but that's literally all it is. You're being fooled, you're being tricked, and everybody in the baking industry has lied to you, and I'm sorry, and you have to go kill them and burn down their bakery now.
John, stop.
Arson is the theme of this
John.
episode. Please go kill them.
John, stop. We don't want them to come to my house and kill us all.
Swap this dude's house. I don't live here. It doesn't matter to me. Oreos is like the C tier of it all, from a stoner's perspective. What is your take on it?
So I would say Oreos is perfectly average. Just the basic singular is perfectly average. It's just a cookie that you eat and you're like, yeah, okay. It's not one that's like outstanding. It's not like just eating something and being like, wow, that was really good. I want another one. You eat it again because you're like, oh, I guess I could have another one. It's whatever.
Well, you eat it again because you're taking two of them on top of each other. You're stacking them and then you're eating them.
Essentially making it double stuff, which is why my next argument is Oreo double stuff for B tier.
I would agree with that. I would say mega stuffed though. I would say mega stuffed is. I would argue that mega stuffed is right there with Oreo. And the only reason why, is because double stuffed is like a perfect ratio.
That sounds like someone who likes cookie more than the creamy.
Speaking of cream overflowing in your mouth, this just fills your mouth with cream.
So, now moving on, we can't talk about Oreos without talking about Chips Ahoy. Now this may seem controversial, but I think Chips Ahoy belongs in A tier.
I think Chips Ahoy belongs in D tier.
NANI?! What?!
Now the reason why I think Chips Ahoy is because the cookie's too small. There's not enough chocolate chip ratio on that. It's like really dry. And the only time that you eat it, the only time that you like it, is if you dip it in milk.
But you see, that's like part of the cookie. It's like Oreos. Oreos you can get without it, but milk only enhances the flavor.
Yeah, but like I don't see us talking about milk with Oreos. I don't see us talking about what we're drinking.
No, C tier. I think it's on par with a normal Oreo, if anything. Now, granted, I
would agree with that.
I enjoy a Chips Ahoy more than any of this.
But you eat it with milk, don't you?
Not all the time.
Not all the time. Majority of the time.
Well, John, you don't get dummy fat without not getting milk.
Yeah.
You just sit there and eat the whole carton and cry.
Segueing into our next cookie, since we have cookies here and a bunch of them, Girl Scout cookies.
So
I think Girl Scout cookies are at least A tier.
that is
Reason being is no matter, I'm talking about all Girl Scout cookies. Reason being is no matter who you are, that you have a favorite Girl Scout cookie, you will order a bunch of boxes. You may order one box the first time, and it may be your favorite cookie, but you may eat like one to three cookies. You're like, okay, that's good enough for me. And then throughout the day, you'll notice the box is getting lighter and lighter, and you'll notice that you've eaten the entire box within a day. Probably within 2 hours, not even an entire day. And then you'll buy more and more and more. It's just a cycle. They just keep churning them out. Girl Scout cookies are fantastic no matter who you are. I think there's one that's perfect for everybody. It's not an ad for Girl Scout cookies, but God, I love it when they sponsor us.
Girl Scout cookies. At me.
We know 10 people.
Hey, we got 10 subscribers. We're a big fucking deal, dude.
2 of them are us.
Shut up.
We're fake. But I won't lie to you. He will.
Anyway.
You wanna know why? That's because you're the politician.
Anyway, speaking of politics,
You don't have a segue.
Cheetos
Why?
sounds
Because
like.
you cheat the system.
Shut the fuck up.
Why? Because these puns, these jokes are getting too good.
No, because Donald Trump.
Yeah. What about Donald Trump?
Cheetos, fucking F tier. I don't care.
Original Cheetos?
Yes, original Cheetos.
I would agree with that. You know what's weird is I like baked Cheetos more than regular Cheetos. I don't know why, but they're just better to me.
Because Cheetos, you see, the issue I have with Cheetos is that you can't just eat Cheetos. It's a process. You have to first go to your pantry, go to your local grocery store, pick it up, and be like, ooh, wow, Cheetos. You have to think, wow, am I really going to be that dumb and eat this today? And be like, yeah, sure, I'm going to do that. So you scan it on the counter, or you just open the bag at home, or even do it at the store because you're just that friggin' hungry, I guess. And then you're like, wow, I gotta eat this Cheeto. And then as soon as you eat that Cheeto, as soon as you just touch one micro molecule of Cheeto, it instantly, your hand turns into an orange mess. And then you're like, oh wow, now I have to meet with my business people in like 10 minutes. And you're like, oh shit. Then you start licking, and then you're like, okay, it's fine, it's all clean, and you wipe it off. And then you're like, oh wait, now your tongue is all orange because you just lick the Cheeto fuzz. And I say fuzz because it tastes like hair. That's why we nuke the Japanese.
Why? Because they make better products than us?
No, because they have dirty moon runes and I can't read them. Anyway, so moving on. F tier for Cheetos. Now, I will make that exception. I will make that sacrifice for the next one on here, which is Flaming Hot Cheetos. This shit, at least C tier.
I would agree with that. Honestly, Flaming Hot Cheetos, this is going to sound really weird, but I don't like Flaming Hot Cheetos when they're, like, right out of the bag. I like them, like, slightly stale. Like a day-old Cheeto. I don't like the fact that it just crumbles immediately as soon as you bite into it. I like the fact that it has, like, a little bit of a pushback where it's like, no, I ain't dying today. I think it's just the situation where, like, I love the idea of a snack being alive and trying to push back and trying to push me away so I could just kill it immediately. I have this weird bloodlust for just killing things.
So that's cool.
So yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Flaming Hot Cheetos C tier. I hate the fact that powder literally will be in your skin for the rest of eternity, but it is absolutely worth it. It's a better flavor, and it's a go-to snack if you have literally nothing else in your pantry.
Doritos, I believe, are B tier at least. And the only reason why I get the dust, but because you can have them at like any point and not kind of feel bogged down by them.
And it's not as bad as like Cheetos.
Well, yeah, you can just.
That is true.
Now, if we were talking about from the 90s, and we were talking about Doritos 3D, if anybody remembers that, those would be an S tier.
Yeah, but
I don't think you. Did you ever have them when you were a kid?
Yes.
God, fucking delicious. God, I wish they'd bring them back. They're so good.
It's like Crystal Pepsi. It'll come back, but it'll be disappointing.
Well, Crystal Pepsi was being sold for a short amount of time.
Yeah, I'm saying it'll come back, but it'll be disappointing. It won't capture it.
Didn't a lot of people get sick from Crystal Pepsi when it came back? Like it was just too sweet.
I don't know. I know a guy on YouTube. Not that I'm trying to promote him at all, but his name is the LA Beast. He went hard on like bringing back.
But he bought open Crystal Pepsi from eBay.
Yes, that was 18 years old and think, oh wow, this is gonna make me vomit. Man, this is still really good. And then died. And then he died. Don't look at his channel. He's dead.
Actually, yeah, I would not shock me with the shit he's done. I've seen him eat a box of crayons.
I saw him eat a cactus.
Yeah. He'll do just about anything for views, and it's kind of like I don't know if it's the saddest life or like the most epic life that he hasn't died yet.
Go check out his channel if you want to be literally just amazed by how stupid he is.
No, if you want to feel better about yourself, go check his channel.
Yeah, watch
know that like there's not really many people that are stupider than him.
Yeah. So moving on, let's actually get back to business. We gotta get some S tier going. I think something on here that deserves S tier is fucking ding dongs, and I'll tell you why. Because ding dongs, they're one of the pinnacles of Hostess. Because if you have a ding dong, it is sweet. It's got that nice cream. It never overpowers. And for the 12 years that I've been eating them, they never disappoint, and they're always good.
I've had a ding dong so goddamn long.
That's a shame.
It also rhymed, and I didn't really want it to.
But it does. Ding dong for S tier.
Ding dong because it rhymed.
S tier. I don't care what y'all say in the comments. Ding dongs are S tier.
Well, in that case, I would like to put up my version for S tier.
This is fine.
I would like to put up my one for S tier, which would be strawberry wafers, and I'll give you my reasons why. I might be biased, but
This is the whole point of the Cheetos. We are biased towards all of these.
yeah, you're right. Well, not all of them. I'm not biased towards. The only one I'm biased towards in Ruffles is the cheddar sour cream. But strawberry wafers, they're light, they're easy. You can probably have like 10 of them and be fine in the day. You'll never eat too many of them to where you feel bogged down in the day. They're, like I said, they're light. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the store and I've bought them, brought them home, eaten them. Couldn't close them, so they did get a little stale the next day. Nothing was terrible about them, because you know what's great about wafers is how you open them. You open them on either side, but there's always a wall of wafers to protect the ones behind it from getting stale. They protect each other. It's this weird fortress that's awesome, that's really delicious and awesome, that never gets you sick. I've never once had too many wafers and been like, oh God, I feel terrible myself. Oh my God, it's so bad. Oh, I wish I could just cut my stomach open, take them all out, and just put them back in the packaging, drive back to Schnucks, give them back to the people saying like, I don't like these. And they're like, I'm sorry sir, we can't take these. And I'm like, well, too bad. And I just like throw them at them and they're just like, oh God, why are these covered in blood and stomach acid? I'm just like, well, that's just what you gotta go through. And I just got all of my organs out on the floor. So, that's what I like about them.
It's fine.
Also, my grandma introduced me to them, and you can't say anything.
Moving on. So on the chip train, I want to actually take a break and talk about Schneider's pretzels.
I think they're C tier. I think they're an average snack.
I would say if I were to choose between Flaming Hot Cheetos and this, I would choose this every time.
With Schneider's, or Schneider's in most pretzels, hard pretzel brands, is like you can just keep eating them and then you're full, or you feel okay for the day and then you can just go back and do whatever you want.
Exactly. So that's why Schneider's B tier. What would you like to tackle next?
Well, the only one of the brand that we have here is of Takis is catching my eye. And I think that these are either F or garbage. I would go with garbage.
Yeah, because like the problem is not that they don't have flavor. They have flavor, but it's too much. It's overpowering.
Here's my case. Takis are like Cheetos. And then you took Flaming Hot like it would be a good idea, and it wasn't.
Also, the simple fact that there's a point where there's too many chips in a bag. There's too many Takis in a bag. Garbage.
I agree.
Garbage. So
Garbage.
moving on, we're gonna tackle a long debate. We're gonna rank Tostitos, but not just Tostitos or just the original. We're gonna rank both these at the same time. So, on 3, where do we think Tostitos would go? 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, the flats, the original, like restaurant style. 1, 2, 3. D tier.
I would agree with D tier. Honestly, I would agree with that.
Yes, and I'll tell you why I say D tier. Because with Tostitos and those flat restaurant ones, they taste bland. They don't have enough salt on them, and they just remind me of eating like a Lay's chip. But it's not as bad as Lay's because there's not as much grease and it's not like just absolutely disgusting. So yeah.
Well, on top of that, if you want to get salsa, like in this picture here, it is depicted with queso.
That is true.
But it's a salsa chip.
It is a salsa chip. I don't care what
and
you
know
say.
why they depict it with queso? Queso is the only thing that it can pick up. It can only pick up things that are sticky. So it can only pick up queso, it can only pick up cum, that's all it can pick up.
Well, and like the thing with that too is the fact that like it's so brittle too. Like you might be able to dip it in queso, but lifting that up to get that nice perfect scoop of queso, the chip will just shatter in a million pieces. Then you're sitting there getting another Tostito to scoop out that chip, and then that one breaks, and you're in a never-ending cycle until you stick your fingers in there, and now you got queso all over your fingers.
Now, 2 Tostitos scoops. On 3, we should say what we think about those. 1, 2, 3.
B tier.
Now, can I give my reasoning for B tier?
Go for it.
Cups salsa really well. Cups anything that you have it with. Pretty solid, pretty thick. Like it's a really thick. If you wanted a Kim Kardashian and a chip, it would be a Tostito scoop.
Damn boy, Tostitos thick boy.
Yeah, if Tostitos posted its nudes, it would break the internet.
Scoops specifically.
Yeah,
I mean overall I agree with that statement. I mean, you can literally make a taco bowl, a mini taco bowl in the sense that is fantastic.
Yeah, I love that. Honestly, Tostitos, good for yourself, good for parties, good for America.
Moving on, chili cheese Doritos. I'm gonna say these are A tier.
I'll say A tier. I'll agree with that. I don't really think it needs reasoning if you've had it.
Yeah, I mean just eat it. I mean just literally just go out to your local grocery store and be like, excuse me, grocery man, I want your chili Doritos. And if they don't know what that is, just punch them in the mouth.
Yeah. If you want to know what the S tier version of that is, it's Doritos Blaze. Because Doritos Blaze is sweet chili.
Yeah.
With more spice.
But I will say, if you're not a spice person, one, you're a bitch, and two, it's not for you.
Well, that's why the person that you're wanting to date, that's why they don't love you. It's because your spice level is bitch level.
Bitch.
Someone had too much of the bitch juice today. Oh, I'm sorry, you a dumb bitch. Maybe you should like eat your Wheaties and hit the gym. That's why, because you're a sub-8 male.
So, Cool Ranch Doritos. I have a tough time with these because I've not had a whole lot of, or I shouldn't say I've had a whole lot of good. I've had good experiences, but I've had some really bad ones. With
So for me,
honestly, you eat in that, you've had a bad day, and you just have that chip, and you really just want to kill yourself because you just have that chip, and you're like, wow, my life is shitty, and Doritos does not help you right now like it normally does.
Hey, can I talk to you real quick? You really need to stop. You really need to stop with the kill yourself stuff, man. You're really worrying people. I think you're really no. I think you need to tone it down.
Shut up, John. I can make my edge. I'm edgy. I'm edgy.
You don't need to be edgy. You don't need to be edgy. You don't shop at Hot Topic anymore, man. You don't get the pants from there. It's okay.
Yeah, just go to Spencer's now.
Yeah, you don't get the snap leather anymore. It's okay. You don't get the faux leather. It's gonna be all right, man. We're gonna get you help, okay? It's okay. So all we need to do is just not have this.
No. This is mine. No. Stop resisting.
Fine. You know what? We're just gonna keep it over here. I think we should do Ruffles original. I think it's F tier. I think it's solely because it relies on sour.
Yeah, no, it's F tier for sure. So Ritz's crackers. I think they're perfectly average.
I think they're perfectly average too. I think if we had saltines on here, I'd put saltines in garbage.
Yeah.
I think Ritz is the perfect balance because it's got a bit of saltiness and sweetness, but also is like a buttery cracker.
We talked about this. You can't make fun of black people anymore.
Oh no! No! That's not a thing.
So, moving on to desserts. I want to start with mini muffins. I guess continue with mini muffins in the snack dessert category. Now, if this was pre-Hostess shutdown, before I know they changed the recipe, there's no way it was the same because I used to eat those every day. That's how I gained 300 pounds off pure fat from this. I would say it was S tier before pre-Hostess shutdown. Now,
well, the box is pre-Hostess shutdown.
The box is pre-Hostess shutdown, but we're talking about current mini muffins. Now, I want to get that image because it was nostalgic. But that being said, if it was pre-shutdown where they had a good recipe, S tier by far. However, now that this new one, it's really greasy and it still tastes sort of similar, but it just kind of makes me sad in the fact that
Hostess. Back then, you could it was fine because it was kind of like it wasn't dry, but it was moist.
But it was good moist.
But it was good moist. It was the good moist.
I wouldn't say C tier, I'd say D tier. So, what would you like to do next?
Well, I'd be down to talk about Fritos. The Fritos barbecue here, this honey barbecue. Now, my past experience with Fritos barbecue was that it was one of the only Fritos that I really only enjoyed. Obviously, before the NASCAR version that was made also in like the early 2000s for NASCAR racing. For honey barbecue. Honestly, now I put them in D tier because I've had them now and they're greasier. I also feel like Fritos changed their recipe for it. I haven't had chili cheese in a really long time, but for that one, it's just super greasy. I feel terrible after I eat it. Like I just never feel good after I eat it. But when I was a kid, I never had that problem.
Yeah, and at the time when I had it, it was just average. I wouldn't say it was perfectly average. It's just average.
Yeah.
So then moving on, knocking out both Fritos, chili cheese Fritos.
I haven't had them recently, but I would chalk them up to be at least C tier, a tier above Fritos. Fritos honey barbecue.
At least. I mean, yeah, it's a better Frito.
Also, you can make good Frito pie with those.
Yes, you can.
Also, you can put it on chili.
Yes, you can. Honestly,
Well, you gonna go B tier?
I'd say B tier.
B tier?
You can put in a lot of things. It's good for recipes. I mean, there's literally a reason why recipes call for that specific Frito. So I think for that reason alone, it should be B tier. John's an idiot. I'm perfectly educated.
No, that's true. I am quite dumb.
So then now that we've got that in B tier, it doesn't really need much explaining. So now let's knock out on dessert.
Do you want to do zebra cakes? You want to knock that one right out?
Fucking S tier. Reason being,
Okay.
you have a zebra cake, right? And you think, if you wanted to taste what ecstasy tastes like, that's what you do, because it's so sweet. Now, you may not be a sweet tooth person, but God am I.
But you already like peaked with ding dongs. If you're gonna put, I would argue that then ding dongs would be an A tier.
No, because ding dongs are consistently great. With zebra cakes, it's a flash of pure ecstasy taste, and it just goes away as you keep chewing. While ding dongs, that taste is constantly there. But because that flash is so great, that's the only reason I want that in S tier.
I'd put it in A tier then, because you're saying it's lasting long in ding dongs.
Which is true. But the ding dong's peak flavor isn't as high as zebra cakes. But because zebra cakes fades, that's why I think they kind of balance out.
It's been a really long time since I've had a zebra cake. I'm now realizing it's been. The last time I had a zebra cake was at like a kid's birthday party when I was like probably about 12. Probably even before that. It's been a really long time since I had one. When was the last time you had a zebra cake?
A week ago.
Okay, so you have more experience in
Yes.
this, so I won't really. My experience is too old for it.
Yes, zebra cakes have gotten a lot better since when you ate them.
Yeah, because I'm a 30-year-old guy. I'm 30 years old.
I mean, I'm 45, but anyway.
Well, I think you're just lying to people now.
I mean, that's like saying the world is flat. It is. So, anyway.
You're right. That's also like saying women have friends.
Yeah, they don't. We've established this. Like, you see the pay gap for a reason. Anyway, let's talk about Ruffles. Cheddar and onion.
They're definitely better than regular Ruffles. I would chalk them to be A tier.
That's true, because I have cheddar and onion, and if I have Dorito, and I have sweet chili Doritos, I think these are both really good, and it's hard to decide, and I just like close my eyes and like throw a dart, and that's the one I choose.
Yeah. I always just stuff one in my coat, and then I'll stuff the other up my ass, and then I'll walk out with them. I'll take them home, and the one that had been shoved up my ass will not change my opinion on how I feel when I eat it.
Exactly.
Now ho-hos, not ho-ho the bird. I would argue because ho-hos are so similar to ding dongs. They're
very similar.
I would put them in A tier for just being a copy.
Yeah, they're
being a bitch.
Pros are posers, but they're still really good.
Yeah, they're really good, but they're not as good as ding dongs because ding dongs are the original, and if you're a copycat, you don't deserve the same as the true champion, the true original.
It's like taking like it's like you go and have your Cinnabon, right, and from famous Cinnabon, and then you're like, wow, this is really good. Then you go across the street to like a secondhand neighbor, and he's like, here's sweet cake, and you're like, this is a bitch. It still tastes good, but it's a bitch because it's trying to imitate what Cinnabon's already established. You can jerk off to it.
Well, I mean, that's what the icing is.
True. So yeah. Anyway, so looking at this tier list, I'd say the one thing I'd want to change now that I look at this, Ruffles to garbage tier.
I would agree.
Because like, I think of Ruffles and I think, wow, the more I look at it, the more it just makes me angry. It makes me want to punch my expensive computer.
When I look at this list, after we've made it, I think the one thing that I'd want to change is probably Pop Chips to C tier, because I think Pop Chips is actually slightly better than all of these ones that we have on this list.
I'd say Pop Chips to C tier, Mini Muffins to F tier.
I would agree.
So my nostalgia was clouding my judgment, and now that I look at it more, it just makes me sadder. But yeah, so I'd say with the rest of it, I'm pretty okay with all of this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty good tier list. So yeah, so, you know, what's in store next for Wav Club?
Well, I keep getting notifications that I'm supposed to be doing the Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff.
Oh wow.
It's hard.
It's like people around you, especially one in your certain YouTube group, asking you, you recorded that part yet that you need to do? Because I can't do it.
Maybe. It started raining at the most opportune time where I felt sadness in my life. I gotta record the Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff, and then we also gotta record the intro, which is not partially my fault, but I did come up with it really, really late on. So,
It's fine.
So we're doing that. We're making videos. We're trying to make videos quick
But still have decent quality.
and to be funny, but we're not. But it's mainly to hold over till all the other stuff. We're doing more filming now that school's done. 'Cause
Yeah.
we were both in school, and that was
School?
terrible.
It's for nerds. Nerd.
Please don't go. Just go lie on your resume like everybody else.
Yeah, it's a waste of money.
お前はもう死んでいる。何
No. I think you're a piece of shit. I think you're a piece of shit. Beg for mercy. No. I'm fucking getting out of here. I hate this shit. I'll leave the gun for you.